Hello YouTubers and Amstrad fans, and today we're doing a long playing review of Combat School on the good old Amstrad CPC. And yeah, this is another sort of multi-event sort of joystick waggling game. Quite a nice bit of variety though, and excellently presented. And first of all, as always, we'll if it's a conversion, we'll take a look at the arcade original, also known as Boot Camp in the North America. And here's the arcade cabinet. Some came with a trackball like that, some came with a joystick. And if you want to see a full long play of Combat School, the arcade version, that is my last video I uploaded, so check that out. So yeah, player 1's Nick, player 2's Joe, controlled by the CPU here. So that's me in the top there. And we're just going to assault course race to start off with. And in the arcade version, it's just about smacking the fire button as quickly as possible, and then the second fire button to jump. Slightly different in the home conversions, the control method. But yes, released by Konami in 1987. It was quite a popular game actually, from what I can gather. And yeah, the seven sections. Here we are on the first firing range of 3. This is followed by the Iron Man race. And pay attention to the graphics and music in these events, guys, as well when we look at the Amstrad version. Second firing range. Arm wrestling. And yeah, the third firing range, where you can only hit certain targets. This one's a real swine to do, as it is in the Amstrad version. And if you mess it up, you have to do chin-ups. It's sort of a novel continue sort of system. There's a brief clip of the Amstrad version at the end of this video. Finally, the fight with the instructor, which is pretty hard, and even harder in the Amstrad version. And finally, once you've graduated, there's another extra section where you have to run into the White House and rescue the president that's been held hostage. So there you go. So, okay, Amstrad version time. Nice box art. And included with the original release of the game was a demo of Grisor on there as well, you could just play. I've not included it in this video, it's just the second half of the first level running through the corridors, that's it. We all know and love Grisor on the Amstrad anyway. So, an okay loading screen just then. And a pretty nice title screen coming up. Now currently the game's loading in all the levels, so if you've got a 128K machine, it's no loading, which is good. Very nice music as well on the title screen, which is the final level music in the arcade original, done by the excellent Jazz Seabrook as always. He did some fantastic pieces of music. Loads of games like Grisor, Outrun, Savage. Wow, loads. Programmers, James Higgins, him of Daddy Thompson Olympic Challenge, Dragon Ninja, Navy Seals, Untouchables, The Vindicator, and Mike Lamb. Mike Lamb did, of course, Batman the movie, Robocop, Target Renegade, WC Le Mans. So a really, really impressive team from Ocean on this game. Graphics by Ronnie Fowles. This is the only game I could find that he's done on the Amstrad. Shame, because the graphics in this game are absolutely excellent. So there you go. So we're going to start off on the assault course race. And we got lovely graphics, music and sound effects, smooth scrolling. And yeah, the first annoyance for me this game is in the instruction manual. It's supposed to be waggling left and right. And that does hardly anything at all. So what you have to do is like a circular motion on your joystick to run and get your speed up. Or you could use 4 different keys on the keyboard. I think it's Q and W and O and P, and you can just bash them manically with 2 fingers and 2 hands. So a bit of a negative point in there so far for me, that the instruction manual doesn't match up to the game. So yeah, circular motion on your joystick, guys, for that, and fire button to jump, but very nicely done. Now the first firing range. this should be probably the most fun events in the games because there's 3 firing range events. This kind of lets me down. First of all, the crosshair doesn't move fast enough, and sometimes there's a bit of a lag on shooting your gun. I mean, you can sometimes end up missing an important target. This doesn't quite work as well as it should. However, it's still pretty good. Again, nice graphics, nice music, and sound effects with the music. Now notice, guys, that we saw there's like you can have 2 players in this game, and on some of the events, I think on most of the events in the arcade and most of the conversions, you can have simultaneous 2 players fighting against each other and competing. Unfortunately, in the Amstrad version, next negative is that you can only have one player at a time. I think on the Commodore 64 and Speccy versions, you can have simultaneous 2 players on some events. Oh well. This is the 3rd event, the Iron Man race, and again this is absolutely excellently done. And despite the few negative points I mentioned so far, graphically and presentation wise, I think this is the most accurate to the arcade out of the Speccy and Commodore 64 versions, and it certainly for me looks nicer. Lot more colours used to good effect. Sure, it's blocky mode 0 graphics, but hey, I like it. And really excellent presentation. We've got these sort of intermission screens as well with nice jingles and music. So this is one of the nicer and better presented Ocean games. And this level looks and plays great. This is the 2nd firing range, and this works really well. All you got to do is move left and right. It's a bit like the other arcade game, Cabal, that Ocean did. No crosshair though. Slight lag on the shooting, which is annoying. I'm normally just hammering the space bar here quite a lot. And you can see, guys, there's a target to qualify. That's 72, which we've just beaten, indicated by those dots in the bottom left. And then we're going to try and get as much hits as possible on top of that, and that will give us extra seconds on the next event. There we go. We got between 84 to 89, so we got an extra bonus 3 seconds. Good stuff. Right, okay, a really annoying event now, the arm wrestling. This just doesn't work. And guys, I'm absolutely going mental on the joystick, doing I've tried circular rotations left and right, hammering 5 buttons, and I lose every time on the arm wrestling. Thankfully it's not a game over, it's just like kind of like a bonus event to get extra points and time. So sod that, we're moving on. So yeah, not very good. I didn't like that event at all. In fact, this game made me very, very angry at times. No less so than this event and then the next event, because there's a slight lag in the controls and the fire button, particularly on these 2 firing range ones. The first one and this 3rd one makes it really, really hard. Plus the cursor kind of sort of snaps onto the targets, so getting your timing is really, really difficult, and I scraped by that. I think I hit every target there, and I still only got a bonus 1 second. Bit of a shame, that. Right, onto the instructor fight. Again, really, really frustrating. One, it's quite buggy, and this level often crashes and we get graphical distortions. And 2 is it's practically impossible. Basically the only way I found to beat him is to sort of stand, wait for him to move in, and if you time it right, you might be able to get a hit on him. Now the instruction manual tells you you've got a whole range of moves, you know, diagonal movements, do high kicks, low kicks, mid kicks. Doesn't seem to make any difference. You press one fire button without any sort of diagonal or joystick movement, and the computer decides whether to punch or kick. So forget the instruction manual, throw it away in this game, it's rubbish. And also, we should have knocked him out there, and as sort of discovered by Meta in his playthrough, you have to defeat him with a flying kick, bizarrely. You can see the damage points have gone beyond the meter there. Hey, not impressed. This game made me very, very angry. But essentially we've kind of completed it here. A nice little jingle of music. And then on to sort of like final sort of level, section. Basically terrorists have taken over the White House and captured the President of the United States. And basically you're sent in there with nothing. No gun, no knife, no grenades, no absolutely nothing. So we've basically got to rescue the President of the United States with our feet, and that's it. But hey, that was the same in the arcade original, so we're not faulting this. And this level's really, really good actually. Shame it's only flick screen scrolling, but it plays and looks excellently. And again with some of the excellent music from Jazz Seabrook here as well. It's probably the most faithful to the arcade version, this level, out of the conversions. Just a shame about the flick screen scrolling, but you know, I can live with that. Lovely use of colours in the graphics all the way through. I wonder what other games Ronnie Fowles did graphics for on the Amstrad. Can't find him listed anywhere else, which is a shame. He's done a really, really nice job here. In fact, they've all the team involved in this game have done a good job, despite the control niggles and the occasional bug on the instructor level. Here's the final boss. It's missing the sort of the sub boss, which is just before him with a chain. Straight onto him, and bang, he's goner. And that's Combat School completed. There we go, guys. Yay, thanks for playing Combat School, Mick, or Nick. So yeah, score time. I would have given this a 9 out of 10 if it wasn't for sort of the poor instructions, slightly broken controls on a couple of things, and bugs on the instructor level. I almost kind of demoted it to a 7 out of 10, but I'm going to be nice and go somewhere in the middle as a compromise. So for me, guys, this gets an 8 out of 10. Excellently presented and put together. Just a shame it is let down by a few stupid things. But it is quite a difficult game to program, and also shame it's missing the simultaneous 2-player action. Oh, and as a bonus clip here, guys, here's the chin-up section, which you're forced to do if you lose an event, but only just losing an event. This will only happen. You can't lose it badly. So I'm like one shot away here from completing the second firing range. We've got to do chin-ups to move on. Complete 7 chin-ups in the allotted time, and you move on to the next event. Nice, very nice, excellent. A really excellently presented and put together game, but let down by a lot of very frustrating things. This game made me very angry at times, I have to tell you. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. 8 out of 10 from me, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers and bye.